or welcome back. My name is Emily Webster. I am a 6th year second grade teacher in North Texas, and welcome to a week in my life. So let's just have a little conversation, shall we? It is a Monday morning and I'm feeling chipper and I'm feeling bold and all the things. Okay, so there are two schools of thought, I feel like, for YouTube, and that is, the first one is post whatever you want and just be consistent, right? And then the second school of thought is you need to post something of value. You shouldn't start with vlogs. Okay, but I feel like in the teaching space, it's different because 9 times out of 10, my top performing videos are always vlogs. And when I say top performing, I just mean like I get more views when I post those versus like my monthly resets. Does that make sense? If you are a loyal follower or subscriber of me, thank you, because it means so much to me. But yesterday, I posted a vlog. People ate it up. I got more comments on this on the first day that I posted than I normally would. I got more views, and people watched it longer. So I just feel like, for whatever reason, the vlogs do better in the teaching space, and I cannot tell you what that is. So anyway, we're back in the saddle again this week, doing another vlog. I feel like I got some momentum behind me, and I'm just so excited. So it is Monday, March 31st, which tomorrow is April Fool's Day. And if you are anything like me, you don't like April Fool's Day, and it's because I've just had some not so great experiences. I don't mind like a harmless joke. Mean jokes are just not my thing. I just don't like being tricked. I just don't love being deceived. So anyway, if you want to do something silly, like wear your clothes inside out, or wear mixed matched things, or the brown E's, that's a funny joke to me. Anyway, tomorrow's April Fool's Day, which means it's the start of April, which is exciting, a new month. We are on the downhill slide, I feel like, until summer, which is great. Yeah, so all the things to be excited about. Also, if you see me looking around my car, on Saturday, I noticed a spider in my car, on the inside of my car. Then I saw him yesterday scurry away. I don't mind that he's here, but he needs to start paying rent because this cannot be a shared space, okay? You stay out of my way, I stay out of your way, but you gotta start paying rent at some point. Anyway, I do need to go and make some copies of things this morning that I forgot from last week, and I just know that the copier is gonna be full because it's a Monday. Yeah. Trying to think. I keep thinking that there's a staff meeting. There was supposed to be one last week and then we didn't end up having it. So I don't know if we're going to end up having it this week. Hopefully we don't. Tonight I have Bible study. We have a new session that's starting, which is great. I went to the grocery store yesterday and I forgot some things. So I also need to go to the grocery store on my way home from school today. And, oh, hold on. Okay, so Saturday we had book club. So I have a book club that meets once every quarter. We usually read a book and we talk about it, or we do different things. We've gone on a trip before and we've read a book and had an immersive book club trip. But this time we did something really fun. Everybody got to pick their own book and do a presentation over it, and whatever that means to you. So it was so cool to see everybody's personality shine during this activity, because one person had a Kahoot for us to play. One person had a choose your own adventure. So she had 4 books. She was like, okay, you guys get to pick as a group which one that we're going to talk about based off of what you pick. We had some people just do run-of-the-mill presentation. Another one, their book was all about tea. So she brought tea for us to sip on based on what we needed. So I picked the love tea, which was really sweet. And then what I did is I didn't really want to do a presentation because that made me feel too much of my work. So I made puzzles of the book. So I made a puzzle of the book that I read and then things around it that applied to the book, because it was a thriller. And so they had to put it together, and then I had ChatGPT help me because we work smarter, not harder around here. But it was a little movie trailer script about the book. And so that was really fun. So I had so much fun. It was neat to see how everybody took their own spin on a presentation, and it was really great. So anyway, happy Monday. It is going to be a phenomenal day and a phenomenal week. vlogging fears right now. There are people in all directions right now when I'm at the grocery store. So yesterday I was so proud of myself because I went to the grocery store. I was planning ahead because I knew tonight that I had Bible study, but I forgot 4 things. Okay, I forgot the 2 different types of cheeses that I needed for meals this week. I forgot dish soap, and I forgot baggies for my lunches. So I need to go in and get those. And I also think I'm gonna get myself a little snack while I'm in here, because, you know, why not? It was a really good day. I didn't check in after school because I was correct. We did have a staff meeting today, and it was a safe and secure schools training. That's all I'll say about that. So that's what we did today. But all in all, it was a great day. We got to do some fun projects that I promise I will show you tomorrow. We started our habitat project in science, and the students loved it. They got to color their habitats, and it's their habitat that goes with the animal that they chose for their writing. And we started our publishing today, and how I did that in writing is I took all of the papers for each person. I conferenced with them individually, and I'm still not done. I only got through about 6 kids, and so they had to practice their patience muscle today. But what I did is I would conference with each student, and I would go through their work, and I would edit it with them, and then they were given the go-ahead to go ahead and start publishing, and I gave them all the papers. So we started that, and I learned today that my coworkers need a little bit more time, which helps me out because for next week for plans, I don't have to do as much work. So we're going to stretch out our writing project to go into Wednesday of next week, and then we'll start our new unit on Thursday. So that'll be great. In reading, we did a fun read aloud called Out of the Woods. It's a true story about a forest fire, and everybody in this hotel came out together to go stand in the water and wait for the fire to pass, and then all the animals came out too, and the animals didn't hurt anybody. Like, it was a cute little story, and we talked about cause and effect, and that was a lot of fun, and I really wanted it to stick, so I printed off a worksheet from Lucky Little Learners that I can share with you. It's like a camp out one, which I think I messed up because I'm almost certain we use the campfire cause and effect when we do our camping days. So I need to go in and double check that we don't use it. And if we do, I need to find something else. So my bad, but I just want to make sure that it's stuck. And in math, we did another great shape challenge. And I realized in the last vlog, I did not share the pictures of the first one. So I need to share the pictures. I will share the pictures this time. So they were given prompts of like, you have these shapes, you got to build something else with them. So I think tomorrow we're going to talk about symmetry with 2D shapes. And then Wednesday we start 3D shapes. So I love geometry. It's so much fun. I'm going to do everything I can to get in quickly. I almost said quickly and quietly. Get in quickly and get out quickly. And then I need to get home and do some of my Bible study because I have not done any of it. And tonight is our first meeting. So anyhow, happy Monday. All in all, really great day. And I had to update you. One, I was in and out, lickety split. I also ended up getting some Clorox wipes because I needed those. Okay, so I did get my little snack. I got loaded chicken dumplings. They have them at the Kroger, where I haven't seen them at every Kroger, so I don't know if they're like a thing everywhere. But, and fun fact, where I'm from in Kansas, we call Kroger Dillon's. So sometimes I'll like mess up and call it Dylan's here. And I got my little loaded chicken dumplings. It's one of my favorite treats. I called it treat, like my savory treat that I get from there. Anyway, then I'm driving. I'm in the parking lot. And what do I see scurry across my window? It's that darn spider. Okay, it's that darn spider. And again, I don't mind if he's here. I just don't want to see you. Like, we could have cohabitated and like not even known that each other existed. Like, you could live your life in this car. I really don't care. So then I tried to roll down my window and he just wouldn't leave. So you can get creative with what I did with this spider. Like, why? Like, he was silly enough to join me in this vehicle. Okay. Like, he sealed his own fate. Anyway, I just made it home. I'm going to get upstairs and I think I'm going to get started on dinner. I don't actually know. I want it to like be warm when my husband gets home, but I also want to make sure that like I have enough time to do my Bible study. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get up there. But anyhow, made it home and I just needed to update you about the spider. You're not getting any classroom updates. You're just getting my crazy spider updates. Anyway, hopefully no more of that. Also, guys, I am so sad to report that this week is going to be full of more rainy days. I think today and tomorrow we get 2 beautiful days of weather, and then it rains again for several days in a row. So, and I think some of them are supposed to be severe. So anyway, here we are. It's a very sleepy good morning. I am so tired today. I don't know what that is. I did not want to get out of bed this morning, but we're here. Happy Tuesday. Here is a coffee cheers, and it's from Meow Wolf. If you've ever been to a Meow Wolf location, there's several different ones. We went to the one in Grapevine. We absolutely loved it. We went for our anniversary and it was a blast and a half, like 10 out of 10 recommend. Okay, so I just got a text message from the lady that I tutor her son on Tuesday nights. And she was like, hey, Emily, could you do Wednesday instead? Because our son has a soccer game tonight. And I'm like, yes, I definitely can. Because this means that I can work out tonight after work, which is great. I'm so excited. Like, that makes me so happy because I didn't get up this morning and work out because I was just too darn tired. So, yeah, anyway. Today's a Tuesday. That means it's tutoring day. I was going to say tutoring times 2, but now it's just tutoring times 1 happening today. We are just rocking and rolling on all of our projects. So I need to get in and I need to show you those because, you know, that's exciting. Also, I'm so sad. I'm wearing the cutest little bow shoes. I'm not going to show you because people are just like weird about feet and I'm not going to be that person, but I'm wearing the cutest little bow shoes, but they're white and I spilled coffee on them walking out to my car and I was like, no, not the white bow shoes. But anywho, last night's Bible study was really good. It was a really great first session. I don't normally like contribute a whole lot because I just get too nervous because it's online. I'm just like really shy when it comes to that kind of stuff, and I shouldn't be. Like, it's my sister-in-law that helps run it, so I like shouldn't be shy about it. But yeah, also today is our last pretty day of weather. So our last good day of spring, if not really, but it feels that way. For the next 4 days, we have thunderstorms in the forecast, and I just like doesn't make me, it excites me because like I said, I love a good storm every now and again, but it doesn't excite me because you know what rain means? Indoor recess, everyone's favorite around here. So anyway, happy Tuesday. Let's get inside and make it a great day. After school. I'm in such a great mood. I am going to do this probably quicker than I normally do, simply because it's 4:45 and I want to get home to work out before my husband gets home. And so anyway, but here we are. Today was a wonderful day. It was April Fool's Day. Honestly great. Like, the kids didn't do anything silly, and not that normally like in second grade they do anything mean-spirited for April Fool's Day, but I've definitely been a part of my own fair share of mean-spirited April Fool's jokes. And so today I told them that Specials was canceled in their morning slide, which that got them. They're like, oh, Specials is canceled? And then we gave them, as a team, we gave them a word search where there were a few words in there. It was Happy April Fool's Day, and then like red, and then a couple other words. And we gave this to them, or I gave it to them this morning, and they're like, man, this is really hard. And they're like, can we work in partners? And I was like, sure. I said yes to anything they asked because I knew that they weren't going to be able to find a lot of these words. So I said, sure. And they're like, can I use a crayon? I was like, sure. One of them goes, they came up to me and they're like, hey, Miss Webster, are any of these words here? Is this an April Fool's joke? Because it says Happy April Fool's Day. I was like, yes, but don't spoil it for anybody else. And they were like, okay. So then they worked on this for a solid 20 minutes. And then I was like, okay, guys, wait. I said, I want you to read the words that you have circled, because by this point, everybody had April Fool's and Day circled. I said, read from top to bottom the words that you have in your word search. And they're like, Happy April Fool's Day. I was like, yes, sorry, it's an April Fool's joke. And they're like, oh man. And our principal today had them stand up on chairs and pretend to row a boat. She was like, we have a new drill that we have to practice. I want you to stand up on your chairs and I want you to pretend like you're rowing a boat. And it was really funny and it was a good time. So it was a good day. All in all, really great day. In structured literacy, we continued our conversation about OO saying ooh and OU saying ooh and like soup and goose. And we went through that pretty quick because of, we thought we were going to have a fire drill this morning. Turns out the fire drill was this afternoon. But then we read Abuelo and the Three Bears. And then, of course, I don't have it, but we did another one of these from Emily Education. I shared these last week with you. She has them for every unit. And I'm kicking myself for not buying the bundle because now I buy them separately. But anyway, so we have this for next week. But we did that for Abuelo and the Three Bears. Tomorrow we will take a quiz over this. This was a really fun story. And it's a little fun spin on Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And at this point now, we've read 3 different versions of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Wild. In writing, again, I don't have any of those, but we were hard at work. You saw me editing them earlier in the day. We were hard at work writing our final drafts of our animal reports. And my little student observer from the high school, she was so sweet. She sat with a friend and they worked on editing and revising together. And it was just so sweet, made my heart happy. In math, so for the past several days, we've been talking about composing 2D shapes. Today we're talking about decomposing 2D shapes. They did a short worksheet that looked like this. And they just had to decompose the shape, and a lot of it was critical thinking, so that was easy peasy. And then because that was so short, they got to do one of their favorite things, which is an escape room, a digital escape room, and it was great. I will have to make sure I link it here because it was in Google Slides, and it was a lot of fun, so loved that. And then I promised you that I would show you our animal project. So the animal research report goes hand in hand with our habitat project. So they get a habitat that's blank, and they have to color it. It's flat like this, but I folded it to show you. So they color it, and then I put cardstock on the back to help it stand up a little better. But they color it like this, and then they get to color their animals, and then they get to glue them on the inside to make a diorama, and it's so much fun. And the best part is that this is cross-curricular because the habitat goes with the animal that they chose for writing, and then they have a little 1-pager sheet that goes with it that talks about it. So it is a fun cross-curricular project. It's one of my favorites that we do all year long, and I absolutely love it. So I'll have to link all of those things for you because they're all wonderful, and I love a good cross-curricular project. So anyway, you have several days of severe storms coming up, and so that makes me, like I said, a little bit anxious, but like not too anxious. I think tonight it's just supposed to be like strong winds and hail, but who knows? It's Texas, so anything can happen. But anyway, let's get home and have a great day. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Here is a coffee cheers. Love it. I discovered this morning, and I don't know how I acquired 2 of these. I have 2 of the same mug, and one of them I know I got from a student because I was like, oh, you got me best person ever. Is that because of my last name? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, in my head, I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, my name is about to change. Anyway, so I have 2 of these mugs. Don't know how I acquired 2 of them, but I could probably get rid of one. Anyway, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy start of severe weather days. For the next 3 to 4 days, we have severe thunderstorms forecasted. But anyway, we wore our yellow shirt because we're channeling the sun today. I have a coworker who calls me Miss Sunshine, and she's like, you're bringing the sun. So we're wearing our yellow shirt. We're wearing our ducky earrings, and I'm really excited about these. I haven't busted these out yet. It's gonna be a great day. It's a Wednesday, so that means let's have a little pop quiz. If it's a Wednesday, what does that mean? Pause and think about it. If you said I have lunch duty and that it's library day, you would be correct. It is lunch duty day and library day. We're just channeling all the good vibes. I want the rain. Don't get me wrong. I want the rain. I could do without the hail. So anyway, happy Wednesday. We need to finish up our habitat projects today. That's on the agenda. We're going to be hard at work on our animal reports. I need to get lesson plans done for next week. And then also I am tutoring tonight after school at home. So that'll get me out of here lickety split, which will be great. But anyway, it's going to be a good day. Happy Wednesday. Here is a very quick coffee cheers and one of my all-time favorite mugs. You can probably tell why. But good morning, happy Thursday, happy day 2 of severe weather outbreak. Last night, I think was supposed to be the worst of it, but we are not out of the woods yet. It looks like we could have thunderstorms all morning, which, you know, we need the rain, so I'm not going to complain about that really. But, yeah, so we'll see what happens. You know, happy April, happy springtime. Anyway, happy Thursday. I did not check in after school yesterday because I was talking to a coworker after work because we were getting all of our chaperones together for our field trip, and we realized that 2 of our chaperones were not on the approved volunteer list. So we were having to go and send emails to parents, and we leave less than 2 weeks, and it takes 2 weeks for those to get approved. So I was like, you have to fill this out. So we were doing that last night. And then I also had to tutor. And I was a little stressed out while I was tutoring because it was something that I was like unfamiliar with. And then anyway, it was just a lot. So I just didn't check in. But yesterday was a great day. Oh, and then when I got home, my dad wanted to show me that he got his passport. So I just didn't get a chance to update you after school. But I will go in and I will walk you through what we're doing for the day. So that way you get a little something and then we'll check in afterwards. Okay? Okay. Hey, so I promised you I'd tell you what we did yesterday, as well as show you some of the things that we're doing today. So yesterday we reread our story, Abuelo and the 3 Bears, and they took a quiz yesterday. And we also went to library, so that was a ton of fun. Today we are actually going to watch a short video because tomorrow is our last day of this unit. So we're going to watch a short video, and then what they're going to do is they're going to create Kahoot questions about a habitat. I think they're gonna make 5 of them. And then I'm going to put them into a Kahoot. And then tomorrow we're gonna have buddies that come and see us. I've mentioned that before, but we are a Leader in Me school, and they have 5th grade buddies that come to see us after Habit Huddle on the first Friday of every month. So we're really excited about that. It's gonna be great. Also, I just realized I have Student Lighthouse tonight. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that. Darn it. Okay, anyway. So that's what we're doing today in reading and writing, more of the same. We're going to continue working on our animal reports, and I can take this one over here. So this one is about penguins. He is very artistic. So you can see they take, like, their research becomes their writing, and it's great, and it's really lovely. So we're going to continue working on those today. Then in math, yesterday we started our discussion about 3D shapes, and what we did is we had these slides about the 3D shape and then their real world example, and then we filled out this anchor chart and put it inside of their math notebook. And then what they did yesterday is they created a 3D shapes mini book, and I don't have the cut and paste papers, but they had squares that you cut and paste. So you had the shape, you had the real world example, and then you had to describe the shape. And I told them down here that they had to write in complete sentences, and they had to use this because they have to describe it by their attributes. They were all doing a great job referencing their notebook, and because I am extra and I teach them in my classroom that the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is just a little extra, I did have them color this, and I had them color it nicely because I want them to take value and pride in their work, and they did a great job. So I'm very proud of that. That was a lot of fun. And then we continued working on our diorama project. We only finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We only finished 8 of them. So tomorrow during Explorer time, that's what those friends will be working on. And then today is social studies. So what we're doing today for social studies is we're talking about maps last week, and then today we're gonna be talking about continents and oceans. I believe this one is a grade. I'm gonna label the continents and the
the continents and the oceans on this paper. And then we will also start my place on the map. I cannot show you all of these because we do have maps of where we live in here, but I can show you like this one. There's like a map of our country. So they have to like color in the state that we're in and then another state of their choice. And then this one is like a map of the continent. And then we have a map of our city and we have a map of our school. So yeah, we have my place on the map. So it should be a really fun couple of days. I cannot believe it's Thursday already. I feel like this week has flown by. Oh, I haven't got to talk to you about this yet. Okay, so yesterday it was Wednesday, and something I started in my classroom is Wacky Wednesday. And I started it because I realized that my students were getting like they weren't like as engaged as they were at the beginning of the year when it came to our structured literacy time. And that's to be expected because it's very regimented and it's the same thing day in and day out. So I started something called Wacky Wednesday. And on Wacky Wednesday, we do something that's just wacky and out of the ordinary. So I have little light up tubes. I have sunglasses, like little star sunglasses. Let me see if I can find these for you. Light up fidget tubes, which are really great when we segment and blend. So if the word is, I'm trying to think, pool. So pool. And they think it's so much fun because it adds a little bit of flair. It's something we're already doing and it's something just a little bit extra that they think is a lot of fun. I also have these glasses and I have them in all sorts of different colors. And these were originally intended to just be used during structured literacy, like this, only a structured literacy thing. But these, they liked them so much that we just wore them for the entire day and they love them. I think it's fun. And then yesterday, I have a bin full of headbands. You can see, these are my teacher table headbands. I have them for every holiday, every occasion that you could possibly think of. And this one just broke. So there's that, which is really sad because these were the ones from my engagement. Okay, well, as you can see, I have a bin of headbands and each child got a headband yesterday to wear during the day, and that was our Wacky Wednesday activity. So fun. They loved it and they love to see what's coming next on a Wednesday. If you have any ideas, let me know. So far we have the glasses, the tubes, and we have the headbands now. So if you have any other ideas for what we could do on a Wacky Wednesday, let me know. I think that would be a lot of fun. Okay, but it is 7:21. I need to get my morning slide ready. I need to go fill up my water bottle with the good ice, and I need to mourn the loss of this headband. That really makes me sad. I took. Okay, anyway, let's have a great Thursday.
Happy after school. It never ceases to amaze me that I can wear these earrings and new people still like them. Like, people are like, oh, I love those earrings. Those are so fun. Anyway, that's not why I'm here to talk to you. After school, it is, I believe, 5 o'clock. No, 4:54, but basically 5 o'clock. It was a great day today. I think where we left off is me checking in this morning in the classroom and realizing that I had a student lighthouse meeting. So that's why you're not seeing an after school check-in in the classroom. I just wanted to get out of there. Whenever I get to the last couple months of the school year, I get to a point where I arrive later and later, and then I leave earlier and earlier. So that's where we're at. And then today I kind of freaked myself out because I started making a list of things that like I could do over the summer. I mean, I know we're like 7 weeks away from that, but I'd also want to get like my head in the right place come that time, of little things I can do over the summer to help prepare me for next school year, like gluing the pom-poms onto my expo markers for how I color code my supplies, you know, little things like that. Anyway, started doing that today. But all in all, great day. We had a lot of wins, and one of those wins is that we came out unscathed from any severe weather, which is great. I was really nervous about that. We're just gonna make it through the overnight hours, but it's awfully cold here, like cold for Texas. Like, y'all are gonna laugh at me. The low is gonna be 54, which is cold for us, but I don't think we're gonna have as bad of storms as they were predicting. But we are gonna get a lot of rain. So flooding is a concern. But anyway, tonight I have a Young Life meeting. I always forget that the first week of the month is always my like biggest month, because I have my Young Life meeting, student lighthouse, all of the things happen on the first week of the month, and they all happen on Thursday. So anyway, I'm gonna have dinner with my husband, and then I'm gonna go to my meeting at 7 o'clock. I don't mind the Young Life meeting. I mind that it's at 7 o'clock because I'm a girly that's in bed by 9. Okay, like I'm getting home past my bedtime. I'm tired when I get home. But anyway, it was a great day. Habit huddle, and I'm really excited because I'm participating in the staff game, and I'm gonna get wet, so that's gonna be fun. You're gonna see, if you saw last week's vlog, you're gonna know what I'm referring to. And if you haven't seen last week's vlog, please go watch it. It's one that I'm really proud of, and I think you'll really like it. But I referenced something called toddler hair. I'm gonna have toddler hair again tomorrow, so be ready for that. If nothing else, stick around for the toddler hair, and then you can peace out. But anyway, and because I don't say this enough, thank you so much for those of you that are here and watch these videos. Like, I was telling my husband just how blessed I am to have 397 friends on the internet that, you know, like I've mentioned before, at one point, there were only my friends and family that watched these. So to know that there are almost 400 of you that I don't know, and you guys actually watch my videos and you like them, like, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. It means a lot, probably more than you realize. Y'all have been so faithful, even with my like flakiness on here. So thank you. Thank you for doing that for me. And I feel like we've got a little connection. So if you're one of those people who has been around for a while and you just don't comment, because listen, there are lots of YouTubers that I am a silent watcher of, leave me just a little heart emoji to let me know that you're here and that you're one of the silent watchers. But I know you're there. There's a lot of you. I know that you're there. So thank you for being here, and let's get inside. Have a great evening. Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy rainy Friday from my little rainy day earrings. This is so perfect. So today we have Habit Huddle, and I've talked about this before, but today we have Habit Huddle, and today's theme is April showers bring May flowers, and it's a rainy day here today. It's supposed to rain all day today and all day tomorrow. But I felt like these earrings were so appropriate, and I know that this one is missing one. It came like that from Amazon. So I'd love to link them because they're the perfect like rainy day earrings, but they always come so broken. So I don't know, but they're really cute and it's great. And we have toddler hair again today because I am doing, they call it a slip and slide. It's not a slip and slide today. It's a little water challenge, and I'm going to get wet. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And this morning I had to get my tutu from my husband's garage, because someone was like, are you going to be in a tutu today? And I originally said no, but then I remembered that I had this one. So I will be in a tutu. I'm going to need to make this so fast because I did not get the opportunity to make my Kahoot questions last night. And I told the kids that we were playing Kahoot today. So I should probably get those entered in. I may not do like all of the questions because that would be a lot of questions, because I have 20 kids, 20 times 5. That's 100 questions. We are not doing a 100 question Kahoot, but we could do like a 15 question Kahoot. So anyway, you know, as my sister says, if you save it till the last minute, it only takes a minute. The reason I did not do them last night is I just got some news that like crushed my little competitive spirit. And, you know, we're at a point where we have no choice but to be resilient. So we're choosing resiliency today. And if you are the praying type, if you could just like send up a little prayer for me that I have peace in a situation that's really, really hard. But anyway, all that to say, joyful people have emotions too, guys. We're smiling through a little bit of hard times. So I promise I look a lot worse than I'm actually feeling because I didn't do my makeup because I am going to get wet this morning. So I didn't want to like wash off all the makeup. But I also put a little bit on because if I didn't, I was going to look a little scary. So anyway, let's get inside and have a great, great, great fry. Yay! Okay, hey, I thought I would sit at a different spot in my classroom today because I feel like I'm always at the other angle and it's always like busy and chaotic. So anyway, because I have this is my teacher desk is what you're sitting on. If you've seen my classroom
tour video. So I'm sitting at my classroom desk, and then over here, it's a little messy right now, is my teacher table area. And I can have a desk. I also have a teacher table where I can do work with kids. And then also really nice is when I have student teachers, I have a place for the student teacher to sit or me to sit, and we can both work, and it's great. Okay, so I don't have a ton to update you on. The day went by like that. I started the day out so strong. One of my students brought me some pretty flowers. Oh, they're so cute. I was like, oh, I love them. I told her in the hallway, I was like, those are so cute. And she goes, they're for you. So that was fun. And our habit huddle was a blast and a half. As you can see, the braids survived. It was a good time. I didn't get as wet as I had anticipated, which honestly is a good thing. Here is the poncho that I wore over this. So if you can imagine the ridiculousness, it was a lot of fun. I had a blast. And I got lots of compliments on these earrings. But after our habit huddle, we went to our classrooms and met with our buddies. And remember how I said I was going to type their questions into Kahoot? Well, I just used a teammate's Kahoot instead that she had made. Work smarter, not harder. So I used that. They had a great time. And then after that, they got to read with their buddies. We did get a little rowdy, but that's okay. That's to be expected when you have like 60 kids in a very small classroom. After that, for Explorer time today, I worked with a student just on some reading at her level. And then for writing, I'm so excited to show you this. We have some finished products. We don't have many, but we do have a few, and I love this student's illustration. So there's the cover. They have a table of contents. They have an appearance page. And if they're underlined words, it's words that they included in their glossary. This one I love. Look at that. A habitat page. What they eat. And they have a glossary. And there is an about the author section, but I'm not going to show you that just for their privacy. Then we have one about foxes. Okay. Again, we have that table of contents. The appearance. This student has the cutest drawings ever. She has the habitat. She showed that they can live in both of the places, and I love it. Their diet, she was very concerned about how to draw this, and I was like, pretend that he's pouncing onto a bunny. And then the different colors that they can come in, I thought that that was really cool that she did that. And then, oh, what's the next one? Oh, it's just extra pages. Then her glossary. And then, of course, about the author, we have another one about giraffes. This is my favorite hack. So I did it with hers, but my little baby laminator, these are just a little too thick for me to be able to laminate in my baby laminator. So I'm going to try it with our school laminator and see if that's better. But this one wasn't as thick as the rest of them, so it actually worked. My favorite hack is to put these into laminating sheets. And then when you cut it, you cut 3 sides, but not the spine side, and then it makes a book. It just feels really cool because you go from the paper to the laminated copy and it feels like it's a book, and then like they're more likely to keep it because it actually feels like a book. So anyway, we did that in writing. In math today, I'm gonna have to include some pictures. So we did it's supposed to be a webscape from Magicore. However, it was blocked on our computer screen. So what we did instead is we did Google Slides version of it, and it was so much fun. The kids had a blast and a half. I have never seen my class so engaged in something, and they absolutely loved it. So anything by her is great. I actually just bought a 2nd grade math review version of it, and I think I figured out how we can like use it as a webscape. So fingers crossed that works, because that will be great. And then in social studies, I think I teased this yesterday. They did the My Place on the Map, but it was kind of hard. And I'm going to be so honest, we did not have the best listening ears today, and I'm trying to give them so much grace. I think that part of it is because we have just like been cooped up since Wednesday. We have been cooped up since Wednesday, and everybody was just done. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It didn't go very well. I should have taught it a little bit better. I should have like looked through it a little bit more. But then we had indoor recess, and then it was time to go home. We had a couple of show and shares today, so that's exciting. They love a good show and share. And all in all, it was a really great day. So thank you for being here. If you've made it this far in the video, can you send me a rain cloud or a rainbow to let me know that you made it this far in the video? And keep your ideas coming for what you would like to see. I have a morning routine on the list to film. I'm just trying to like figure out a good way to film that because my mornings are actually like kind of boring. I know that sounds weird, but they're kind of boring. So I'm trying to figure out a good way to film that. I'm thinking that maybe on my next day off would be a good day to film that, but I'm actually not sure. So jury's still out on that one. But anyway, so let me know what you want to see. Leave me a rainbow or rain cloud emoji in the comments. Or don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so that way other teachers just like you can find and keep the joy in teaching too. I will see you in next week's video. Bye, friends.